Hi everyone, I'm Farmer Jolly and welcome to a new series on Kinlaig. Now this is going to be our realistic series, so I've got quite a few mods installed to make it that we have to do things properly. So for example, no matter how hard I hit tab, I don't know if you can hear the button, I can't jump into the tractors, any of them for that matter. And once I'm in them, again, I'm hitting C as much as I can, and I cannot come out of the cab. I have adjusted all of the mirrors. We can do that, and I can also change the seat height. They are just the main few mods. Now, starting equipment, I've tried to keep everything the same, except because we can't teleport around, we've purchased a brand new Outlander quad bike, and then to go with that we've got this front box here, or back box, however you want to call it, which we can put the quad bike in perfectly. Everything is the same, everything else is the same. We've got a water point here because we're going to need to give the animals some water, but there is a lot to do in this episode because we need to harvest both of these fields. Now, I was in two minds whether we collect the straw or not, because we don't have a baler, a bale trailer, or for that matter, we don't even have fertilizing equipment, which in my opinion, we need to get that pretty quickly. So without wasting any more time, I'm going to jump straight into the combine and we're going to get these fields harvested. Now, technically, the barley should have already been harvested and the wheat needs to be harvested in this month. So there's a lot that we need to do. So let's jump into the Massey. We're going to have to just drop back ever so slightly to grab the header trailer. There we go. And we can now head on out. Now, another mod that I've got installed, I will show you when we get to the field. So I believe this is our first field. So let's park the trailer up there. There we go. Right, so that's out of the way perfectly. Why can we not connect up to you? Am I in the wrong? I think I was too far over. Let's try that again. That's better. So I was about to say let's just jump out of cab, but that's going to be a challenge, especially when I believe, yep, we don't have a GPS module. Now we can definitely take this. Actually, that might be a sensible plan. We don't have a workshop on site, I don't think. But I'm not sure how much the GPS module is going to cost. Let's actually have a look. I think we can do it this way. So if we come down to harvesters, we've got this. So it's going to cost us 15 grand to put a GPS module on this tractor. The New Holland does have it. But would it be better to get it on this as well? It could well be. Anyway, let's just try it for now. Oh. And I think we are dropping straw. So this is a massive challenge for me because I've never really... Well, that's loud. Yep, so we are dropping the straw. I've never actually harvested without... Oh, really with being in cab, so it's going to be very different. I've got to keep my eye on that edge. And we'll get to the end of this pass. I just want to check that I've collected everything, because we can't actually look any further over. I think we're doing okay though. But this is going to be difficult, but hopefully fun. Now we might do the odd time lapse, but I do appreciate, I personally don't think it's the best viewing if all you can see is, well, the front of the cab. I like when you can see a bit more, so we might do the odd time lapse, but there's probably not going to be many in this series. I know I said I was going to get to the end of that pass and just check, but I'm pretty confident that we're actually doing okay. So that should... yeah, okay. We are surprisingly doing okay with this. It's a massive field, considering the size of the combine, but we will get there. So once we've harvested these, we're going to have to use that forage wagon that we've got to collect the straw, and we will be selling it straight away. I know it's not the best price, and I don't know where we're going to sell it, but we are going to have to sell it today, because we need to get the fields prepped. And I will be getting a water tanker or transporter and probably a fertilizer spreader. Obviously we started off with £100,000 in the bank, but there are a lot of pieces of equipment that we are going to need. We've only got the 2 tractors to start off with. Yes, the JCB has a front loader, but I do think it'd be beneficial to get a telehandler as soon as we can. But a lot of this equipment, so this combine, we are not selling it until we've had it for at least a year in game, because I don't want to just start selling things and buying things quickly. We have got a hire purchase installed, but again, oh, was that? I think that was a beep telling me we were at 50%. That made me jump. I was not expecting that. Yes, we've got hire purchase installed, but unlike our survival series, I'm going to try and use hire purchase very sparingly, which is going to be interesting. We have got quite a few other mods installed. So obviously we've got realistic weather and realistic livestock. They are both installed. Advanced maintenance, so a lot of mods just to try and make it as challenging as we can, or as realistic as we can. I am aware that obviously it's a game, we can't be completely realistic, but we're going to try to be as realistic as we can. So I'm just going to go a bit further and grab this piece that I missed, like that. So we are at 63%. Right, it's going to be not long before we have to unload for the very first time. Ooh, I have missed one piece there. I'm quite impressed at that. The fact that we are having to do this in cab with no GPS module, and we've missed one piece. I am extremely happy with that. Right, I will see you when we've got a full combine. Right, so the combine is full. So I'm just running up. So I think the trailer's around the back there. Should we take the JCB? I think the New Holland might be better. I think it can tow a bit more because it's a bit bigger. So let's jump into the T8020. Now this is the tractor that does have GPS fitted. So I'm hoping we can get around this way. There's the trailer, perfect. Go through the many gears. Let's look behind us. Grab the lovely Bunning trailer. And we can look back here. Perfect. So there are the sheep, which are probably going to need some food. I think the Highland cows need some food as well, so we are going to have to cut some grass very soon. It would be nice to be able to make silage and to get some bales, but for now, I'm hoping we can fit under this auger pipe. Right, yeah, we're under. There we go. So let's turn this engine off. We'll leave the New Holland there. And we'll just sit and watch it unload. And then crack on with the field. Now, actually, while it's unloading, let's have a look. So the moisture, I think, is slightly on the low side. The animals, okay, the sheep have food. The cows don't have food or water. So that, yeah, we need to sort that quickly. There are some nice contracts that we could do. There's this harvesting one. How is the yield looking so far? Okay, so apparently there's nothing yet. Perfect. So the combine is actually now unloaded. Let's get the pipe back away. And drop back down. And away we go. Right. Let's get this barley field finished, and then we might go and get the GPS. I'm not sure yet. I think we had to save the money though. So let's try and get this barley all harvested. Right, so we've got a full trailer load. I'm quite glad we chose to bring the New Holland, because I think the JCB would have, or has less power, so we'd have got less in the trailer. There's still some in the combine. We're probably about halfway through this first field, so we'll get this field done ourselves, and then we'll probably set a worker off on the next one. So if I can see the unload point there. I was going to say, if I can remember, let's open those gates. And we can drive straight over here. And that's unloading perfectly. It should be filling up there. Right, that's trailer number 1 all done. So let's see, can we spin round in this yard? That's going to be a no. Now I want to try to not crash if I can help it. So let's just see if we can reverse. Like that. Perfect. That went a lot better than I was expecting. Right, I'm going to carry on and get this field finished, or well, harvested, and I will see you when we are starting another job. Well, that is the first field completely harvested. Now, it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, which is amazing. Obviously, we've still got to get all of the straw, but we've got another field that we need to bale. We need to get some grass desperately because the cows don't have anything. And we also need to get some water. Now, we have got a water point on the farm, but we don't have the water tanker. So the plan is, once we've unloaded this combine completely, the game's safe. So the plan is, once this combine is done, if we jump into the map, we are going to set the combine off on a worker to do this field, field 23. And then we're going to use the JCB with the mower and the forage collector to make a start on field 35, just here, so we can get some grass ready. While the workers are doing that, we're going to take the quad bike over to the store. So that's out of the farm and over to here, and buy a water tanker, and we're going to come back, grab the water and sort the cows out. Now that's full, so how much? 27%. Okay, so won't take us long. Let's quickly unload this and we can then get everything set up. We won't need the header trailer straight away because we aren't actually going on the road, which is perfect. So I'm gonna get this combine empty, get it set up, and I'll see you when we're setting the JCB up. Right, we've just run back over from the wheat field. It's a surprisingly long walk. Doesn't look far, but it is. So let's jump into the JCB, and we need to take the front weight off. So, oh, and we crashed. That is the first time I've crashed. Actually, this has all-wheel steering. How do I activate that? Control Y. There we go. So this should make the turning a bit better. Perfect. Right. Now, here is the mower and here is the forage wagon. Oh, we actually have some hay bales. Okay. So let's grab this. And spin round, and we will grab this. And I think the grass field. Ooh, now this is the question. Which way? Up this way. As I don't actually know which way the grass field is, and I've just realised we need to lift that mower up. It's dragging on the floor a bit. There you go. Here we are. Perfect. Right. Now, there we go. 3.4. Let's... How are you going to drop that part? Okay, that might not work. No. That is a shame. So, let's fire everything up. Drop them both down. And let's try and get a full trailer of grass. It shouldn't take us too long. It's going to go pretty fast. I was hoping that we would be able to get the worker to do it, but for some reason the worker wasn't lowering the collection unit. It was turning it on, but not actually lowering it. So maybe it is that they just can't do that, but not to worry. We're already over 30%, so we'll get this done. We won't harvest the entire field. I probably will do that off screen, but we just desperately need to give the cows some grass, so having a full forage wagon is going to be useful. I can always get the worker to mow the grass, and then I can come back and collect it all. Obviously this is faster because it's one less pass that we're having to do. And then we need to go and get a brand new water tank, which can fit on the back of the quad bike. That's the bit that's going to be interesting. I think it'd be more beneficial to us to have one that's on the back of the quad bike rather than tractor one, because as I said at the start of the episode, with only the two tractors, if the animals need water desperately and the tractors are both busy, we are a little bit stuck. So by having the quad bike do some work, I think that's going to make it a bit easier. So we've done one pass. Oh, someone is blocked. So I think that's going to be the combine. It has to be the combine worker. So we will have a look once we've done this. So 96, 97, 98, 99. And full. Right, let's go and unload some feed to the cows and take the quad bike over to the store. We've got to find the exit of the field now. Right, so the cows have a full grass trough. We've sorted the worker out. They were stuck against the New Holland. So we're just going to jump into this, and that's better. So let's head over to the store. And the combine has a full tank, so I may actually just come over to unload it quickly, just so that it can continue to go. It really is fun having a quad bike. Right, let's leave the quad bike there. We'll run and try and catch up to the combine. And hopefully we can catch it before it turns. There we go, we've done it. So I'm not sure How much? Let's just keep an eye on the auger pipe. So it's done one headland, so it's on its second headland, which is pretty good, I think, for the yield. In fact, it's done a headland and nearly full already. So there we go. Oh, am I not in your way? I thought I would be in your way, but obviously not. So we'll just stay here until it's moved. There we go. So can we... I don't think we will, so let's... Oops, a daisy. Let's bring that back up and then come over here and turn round like that. Quickly drive back to the quad bike and we can go and finally give the cattle some water. But I'm actually having a load of fun playing realistically. It is a challenge, but it's a really fun challenge. Having to think, well, I've either got to walk all the way to that field or get multiple pieces of equipment over. So let's go for it. Let's head over to the store. Now, I think I know the way. Now, it is a 40-mile-an-hour road, so we can do the full speed. That's another thing. I want to try and stick to the speeds where I can and not be going down the country lanes at like 60 miles an hour. That's not brilliant. I can see the dealership in the distance. We are nearly there. Now, it would at some point be nice to get a pickup truck, I think. And I've been having a look for some right-hand drive vehicle mods, and I've only found... I can't think of the modder's name, but there is a single cab and a double cab pickup truck that can be right-hand drive. So let's just pull round to the back, because that's where everything is going to be. Let's just keep clear, so I better not park there. There we go, that's a bit better. So if we jump into here, now the vehicles are, we've got an L200 double cab or single cab. So they are definitely an option. But before we do that, is there anything in the sale? Is there a water tanker? Let's have a quick look. There's a lot in the sale that would be lovely, but right now I think we need to not be... There's a same quad bike that we've currently got, I think. Is it? No, it's a slightly smaller one with the snowplow. We don't need it. We've already got one. Right. No, that's typical. So we need to come down to animals barrels. Here we go. So it's going to be one of these two. I think we're going to go for this one. I think that's going to fit much better on the back of the quad bike. So, and it's cheaper. So let's buy that. There we go. There it is. So hopefully we turn the quad bike on. Hopefully we'll be able to hitch up. Let's just... Oh, we are miles away from it. It does look quite big now that we are next to it. It does work. And actually, let's just... Actually, that works really well. I am pleasantly surprised at that. That looks incredibly smart, and that is pretty level, so it's almost like it was made for it. Right. So, to finish the first episode of our realistic series, let's get back to the farm and give the cattle some water, because they really need it. So, this shouldn't take too long to get back. I have remembered the way. So it's just straight up this road. I think we just stay on this road for a bit. I say that, I say I remembered it, and now I can't remember. Yeah, no, it's definitely this way. I can see the combine now. Perfect. Right, I think we can go this way. And I think this is going to take us straight to the water point without actually having to open any more gates. Yes, it is. And the worker is nearly full again already. Right, so if we pull up next to that, there we go, perfect. Our water tank is doing well. So I think we can now, then can we go down here? No, it just sort of stops, but as it's our land, let's just cut across here. And we've hit the fence. Oh, it was so close. Just bounced it off the fence. At least it was the quad bike and not the tractor. I think the tractor probably would have gone through. There we go, unload. I think that actually had a lot of weight on it because I can see the quad bike moving up. Let's just check. Yes, they could do with a few more trips, but I'm curious as to whether that is going to, or if it did, I can't get my words out now. I think that dropped massively having that weight on with other water on. So let's just try it again. Now, oh, let's pull it out of the bushes so we can see a bit better. It's definitely doing something because I can see it changing in the mirrors. It still looks pretty good, but you can tell that it's angled down. So this, and the front suspension is massively lifted, and the back suspension is compressed. That is an amazing bit of attention to detail by Giants there. That spring just in, I can't get down any lower, that spring just in the centre of the screen to me looks more compressed than, it's quite dark on this one. There we go. That might be easier. That spring there is not as compressed as that one there. That is absolutely amazing. And the worker is full. That is a really good sign. So let's get this unloaded, get the combine unloaded and carried on, and it's on the wrong side, which makes it more fun. But it's not crashing the fence this time. There's definitely too much of a weight on the back of this quad bike, but it does the job. So we're going to leave it there for this episode. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. I think it's going to be a really fun series, this realistic series. So as I say, hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, it would mean a lot if you could hit that like button, and hopefully we'll see you back here for the next one. Thanks again for watching, and bye for now.